Hey guys, today we're going to do a book summary of the book called Blink by Malcolm Gladwell. I'm going to give you the top main ideas from this book so you can walk away from this video having a general idea of the core message of this book, what this book is about, and the best piece of information that I took away from this book. Okay, so this book is all about the power of intuition. Why should you care about intuition? Well, intuition is involved in decision making in your life. It's involved with the choices that you make. Okay, it's very involved with that. And who you become as a person, your life, how it's shaped, it's all based on the choices you make. Day-to-day choices, major life decision choices, choices about who you have in your life, what habits you want to develop, etc., etc., etc. All choices. So you knowing about intuition and understanding the way intuition works, how you can use intuition to your advantage, when you should probably be cautious of relying on your intuition. It's important to know because of this quote from Harry Potter. Oh, another Malcolm Gladwell book. Epic author. This author takes us into the stories and the real life situations of when intuition can be life-saving or disastrous. What was found in this book is that often our unconscious is more accurate than our analytical thought process. And that's because our unconscious, a very powerful part of our brain, is very good at gathering large amounts of information in a split second or a blink, and then cutting all the bullshit, getting rid of all the irrelevant information that doesn't matter, and being able to actually perceive what actually does matter, and then that translates into giving you a type of emotion or a gut feeling, and then you make your decision from there. That's how your intuition works. It can literally process like a shit ton of information that would take you like hours to process consciously. Unconsciously, your mind can do this and just cut to the crap. Cut to the shit. What actually matters? What should I actually be paying attention to? It does that all without you even knowing, which is amazing. Gladwell takes you into real life examples of how people use intuition, tap into their intuition. He gives examples of professional tennis players who could tell if the opposing player that they were playing was going to serve a fault, like fuck up when they served. They could literally tell by how they served that the ball was just going to be a fault. And they couldn't explain how, though. They couldn't explain how they knew. They just knew. Another example is Malcolm gives the example of professional art collectors, professional art curators who could spot a fake piece of art. They knew that a piece of art was a fraud or phony. It could literally look identical to like a normal person. Like they would literally not be able to tell the difference. But these art collectors knew it was fake. They couldn't rationally explain why it was fake though. They just knew it was, and it was a gut feeling that they were going by. Another example is people who do couples counseling or people who study relationship psychology. There are people, relationship experts, who can look at how a couple interacts and perceive little pieces of body language, facial expressions, really fast, really quick snap judgments, all with their intuition, and know if these people are going to be divorced in a month or not, or divorced soon, or they're going to make it and they're going to be a happy couple and they have a healthy relationship. And it's all intuition and gut feeling. So Malcolm is saying, yes, a lot of the time that our gut is super, super useful, and that it is accurate, and that we should pay heed to it, and that sometimes it's even more accurate than us actually trying to be logical about something. Next, he gives examples where we should really be cautious about using our gut, because our gut is very prone and sensitive to unconscious associations. So all of us have like stereotypes and unconscious associations that we have melded into our belief systems about the way reality is, and that shapes our perceptions of the different situations that we encounter in life. So one example that Malcolm gives is that people did like an experiment about how powerful unconscious associations were, and they had two groups of people play Trivial Pursuit against one another. They had one group imagine that they were professors playing Trivial Pursuit. Then they had the other group imagine that they were football hooligans. That's the term used, so like, you know, douchebags, like jocks, okay? And they found that people were way more likely to get correct answers on Trivial Pursuit when they were pretending that they were a smart, intelligent professor versus a dumb douchebag jock football player. Literally, it affected their performance on these games of intelligence because they had these unconscious associations. This also carries over into the halo effect, and that is that certain people, attractive people, people with different skin colors or different heights, we have different associations by how competent, how smart they are, and how suited they are to certain roles in society. So for instance, he gives the example of Warren Harding. Apparently, according to like the world, he's regarded as one of the worst presidents in the world, and he was elected president shortly after World War I, and researchers found that he was only elected president because he looked presidential. That's right, it's all based because this dude was good looking. That's why he became the president. So people allowed their unconscious associations to dictate who is going to rule their country. So it's really important. And another really interesting finding is that you are probably racist, even if you're someone that is black or, you know, a minority. Okay, they have done studies after studies after studies of people who have a harder time making positive associations with the word black versus the word white. Even in the black populace, they found this result that people have these unconscious associations that if you're a white male, that you are more competent and more powerful. And this is because a lot of the ruling class, the majority of the ruling class in the US is white and they are male. So because you have these unconscious associations about white males and about how therefore black males should be, it's gonna affect your perception in your day-to-day life. And Malcolm Gladwell says that the best way to counteract this and to shield yourself from these unconscious associations is to go out and meet new people, have new experiences. They found in another experiment where they had someone that had these unconscious associations about being kind of racist against black people, that they had this dude sit down and watch track and field events where the majority of the US team was represented by black people. And because he was rooting for the US team that was mostly represented by black people, he was able to temporarily suspend his prejudices, his natural prejudices against, you know, white versus black. So you have to create new associations basically in your mind. You have to break these belief systems by actually experiencing them in your life and saying, well, you know, everybody's an individual. It doesn't matter what their skin color is. Literally break that belief system by interacting with different races, different types of people, traveling, being exposed to new cultures, new ways of thinking, and new experiences. So the bottom line of this book is that yes, most of the time intuition is very accurate just because it has the power of processing such large amounts of information and giving you what's actually relevant. But it goes haywire when it starts to use unconscious associations, belief systems about people or the way the world should be or roles that people should have, and realizing that that is actually influencing your decision making. That's when your intuition, you know, you should really pay heed to that. And so Malcolm Gladwell leaves us with the message that if you want your snap decisions to be accurate and your decisions to be the best ones that you could possibly make, he says to avoid all irrelevant information. If it's not relevant to the situation, completely disregard it. Remember that it's irrelevant, and that what is relevant is when you actually go up and talk to them and how they behave. If you enjoy book summaries like this, check out the app called Blink. It is an app where you can read 20 books in one day of all of the best nonfiction selling books out there ever. Like, this is where I get a lot of my video content. You can literally read a book in 5 minutes. You can listen to it on audio too. It is amazing. Check out this app to see what type of inventory they have. If you enjoy other book summaries like this, subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment below if you want me to summarize any books for you. I would love to. Thanks for watching. Bye.